Say
Hey,
hey,
hey.
welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside with me today, a very special guest, Seamus Ignoramus, podcast
Hello.
host. I listen to the podcast. I was a big fan of it. The name of it escapes me right now, Seamus, but I listen to it, conspiracy and other things. Correct?
I
Right?
have
So,
nothing to promote. I have nothing to shamelessly promote anymore.
hey, don't.
I,
But
I
I
had
liked
a
it.
I had a very interesting stint on a podcast that was about conspiracies. I thought it was pretty cool, but people have lives, and we just we couldn't carry on as long as we would have liked to. But there's
It
always the
was
future.
still and it was still a good show, and I hope the episodes are still up for people to go listen to. I listened to it. It was a fun time.
What what did you learn? What did you gather from this
I
wonderful
learned
documentary?
that you like going hard body karate at people that might think other things except like the Earth is flat, for
That was
example.
the
That
only
was
one that really pissed me off. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to
you.
take a hard stance on something, I'm going to respect you up until you tell me the earth is flat. That's where I
Yes,
draw the line. I think that's
you.
fair.
And you were right about that. You're right. I think at the end of the day, you could call that a W in your book because
Well,
you
in
know.
all fairness, neither you or me have gotten high enough to see. Well, maybe Dutch has gotten high enough, but we've not been able to look down and confirm. But it would seem odd that a plane would travel all around the globe in any other circumstance other than a sphere. But we'll leave that for another show. That is a rabbit hole that will take up much longer than the say hey format. So I'm excited to get started. What do we have on deck to start us out? Do you want to jump right into the 6-10 game so our degenerates can throw some money at these games that are going to be going off in about 40 minutes?
Let me tell you, Seamus. I think people will be excited to talk about this here bum fight. But I will mention, been cold recently, but 2-0 to start the day, feeling pretty nice.
No.
Spirits have been picked up. Maybe it's my good friend Seamus Ignoramus. But the best part about this show is, Seamus, we haven't even started it. Let's
Beautiful.
say hey and welcome into the Jackie Robinson edition of Say Hey Plays 42. Say Hey Plays
42.
42. Yes, Say Hey Plays 42. Very exciting. Should have done maybe some more Jackie Robinson themed colors, but
I was
as
a little
always,
disappointed. Yeah, I probably should have played that up a little bit more. You missed an opportunity, but the show is young. We can reenact Jackie's career. We can do a lot of things.
oh yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we definitely have the bandwidth for that. No question.
Shamish, I will admit, you do look like the manager of the Reds from 42, the just extremely racist, horrible manager. So that
You
does
mean
fit.
you
We
mean the
can,
redheaded woman? What are you talking about? Marge Shot?
I think if character fits, it all works out. And I think we can reenact that now that you say it and think about it. I'm excited to talk about these games, talk about maybe all this reenactment we're doing. And I'm tired to talk about Tyler Mahle and Kyle Quantrill with the Cincinnati
Ooh,
Reds and Cleveland Guardians here to start it off here.
yeah.
Seamus, we'll talk Mahle first. Two starts. We'll talk about his last two starts, and both of them were the Pittsburgh Pirates. One away last time out, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a home run, 8 Ks, 1 walk. Pretty impressive there. We all thought Tyler Mahle at some point was like, maybe he's not the guy we thought he was, and now I think he's coming back. I think he's coming back here. See, so now we've got the next start he had was versus the Pirates at home. 5 innings, 1 hit ball there, 2 earned runs, a home run, 6 Ks, 3 walks. I like Mahle, man. I do really do. I don't have anything on him in the start, but a plus money here is very interesting. Obviously, you're betting on the Reds, so take
Yeah.
that with a grain of salt. Cal
Anytime
Quantrill?
you can make the case to take a plus money side, that's the way to do it. This is a long-term endeavor, baseball betting. And you definitely want to find as much line value as possible. So I tend to agree with you on Molly. I heard a lot of cappers, people that you and I have spoken to in our chats and earlier on Jimmy's show, talking about this Guardian side like it's money in the bank. I don't see how you think that. I mean, Quantrill, where's the edge there? I mean, both of these pitchers have given up a ton of walks. I think Molly's got a slight advantage from the strikeout perspective. He's got more strikeouts than innings pitched. I think Quantrill about half as many, more of a finesse guy, pitches to contact. They both have a fair amount of walks. I'm looking at 33 walks over a combined 70 innings pitched. That looks like fertile grounds for an over. What do you think?
Fertile grounds. I like that. I like that, Seamus. You're a wordsmith, they say.
That spike your tone a little bit. Are you feeling your fertility increase?
Yeah.
I
think so. Gross. I think so. I can taste it on my tongue. I can taste the fertility on my tongue. I think I do like the over 8 here as well. It might be a little dicey. Reds are their offense is shaky at best at times. Let's see here for the year. I'm using year and month stats so far. So the year against righties. These Cincinnati Reds, they are 23rd, 89 weighted runs created plus, and this month you're coming back 109 weighted runs created plus 15. That's 15th, I should say, in the league. So I do like that over. Not going to take it myself, but I don't hate it right there because Cal Quantrill has had disaster starts this year.
Yeah, I can't see either one of them really stands out as a marquee pitcher on either side. You got a 10-mile-an-hour breeze blowing out to center field, if you believe what they post on Odd Shark. You got overs cashing 9 out of the last 13 Cleveland games and 16 of the last 20 Cincinnati games. So they're definitely swinging the bats, scoring runs. The pitching sucks bad enough that especially in the bullpen, that, whether they're doing it or the opponent can do it, they're managing to get over the number quite a bit. I think that's a pretty low number at 8. It opened up at 7.5 across most shops. It's up to 8 now. I locked in at 8. I'm not sure where it stands now, but that's the DMZ right there. That's 7.5.
Oh, the DMZ. See, Seamus, you're just full of new terms today. I'm excited.
Anytime you can say demarcation line on a show about baseball, I think you've scored one for the good guys.
You know what? I think you'd be good at Scrabble, Seamus. I think you're good at Scrabble.
Oh, nasty, and don't forget Wordle.
Well, let me tell you what I'm not good at: spelling, Scrabble, and Wordle. But I am good about talking about the Boston Red Sox here, Seamus. Boston Red Sox hosting the Houston Astros, third game of this series. Luis Garcia, the murderer, the just flat murderer, and we'll watch Luis Garcia and the Houston Astros take my soul and make me leave Minute Maid Park as fast as I could after you break down this game and you give us your opinion on this game. I don't have anything on this game yet.
Those are our Beantown boys. You don't have anything on our Beantown babies?
I really don't, because our Beantown babies love to fucking just give me a right in the fucking chest and right in the back.
Oh, come on now. You know that squad is too good to play as bad as they've played to this point. Regression is coming. We might be starting to see a little bit of it. And some of the signs of that, you see some of those others, the guys that aren't in the middle of the order, like Trevor Story, starting to heat up right now. We're starting to see a little bit of production in areas where we weren't seeing it before. They've won 4 of their last 7. I'm not saying they're crushing it, but I mean, there's something to be said for buying low. These are the opportunities right here. I don't know that you want to get into a buy low opportunity against a team that's won 13 of their last 15. It's not exactly a freight train I want to set in front of, but I think there's some value on Boston here, and I believe the line speaks to it. I'm pretty sure it opened at 156. It's moved to 140 or so in favor of Boston. I think you can lock in Boston right now at $1.30, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see here. I'm gonna refresh my Bovada. I can get a plus 115, I believe, on the Red Sox.
That's a lot of money. So I've already, full disclosure, I put a little something, not a full unit, just a little something on Boston at 130, and I locked that in at, I want to say it was about 1 o'clock or so. So a lot of Boston money coming in right now, and I think most of the tickets are on Houston. So there's some big bets coming in on the Red Sox.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Nick Pivetta has been pitching well as of late. We all know that. Yeah, as of late for sure. He started off shitty ass awful, but now we'll see here. I can't wait to watch this game. Luis Garcia has done so many things to me, Seamus. It's hurt me.
What did he do to you? I want you to come on. It's just me and you. There's nobody listening. Tell me where did he touch you?
Well, as Jimmy would say again, in the prison pocket, I drive my happy ass 4 hours to go see the Red Sox playoff game. Yeah, in Houston, the playoff game, ALCS Game 6.
Wow.
Last year, Seamus, I bought the tickets when we were up in the series, thinking we can close out this game in Game 6. I can watch the Red Sox go to the World Series.
How'd that work out?
Be unbelievable. They proceed to lose 2 games, and the second game right in front of my face. And Luis Garcia basically just took me and just rocked me right to sleep and slit my throat. Just as they read about, or just how you would say you read about in the books. And I cannot believe that I'm about to bet against him again. I cannot believe I'm about to do this.
You are going to take the Boston Red Sox.
I am going to. I'm going to take the Boston Red Stockings, I guess.
I'll talk you into it.
You did talk me into it, Seamus. Of course, it's not hard to talk me into the Boston Red Sox, but I do like the over here as well. Again, I think I bet the over in all 3 of these games.
Ooh, I pumped the brakes on the over. This one opened up 9.5. It's moved down to 9, and I think that has a lot to do with both Garcia.
Bregman not being out, or Bregman's out.
Bregman is out. That's another one. But Garcia and Pivetta have been very effective over the last 3. I believe they've let up no more than 3 earned runs over the last 3. I think Garcia's 3 earned runs over his last 18 innings pitched. I got Pivetta at 4 earned over his last 17. So, you're hoping that they turn a corner for the worse, at least one of them. We know that the Boston bullpen can get it over all by themselves. So I'm not going to talk you out of it, but you are going to be going against a line move if you're taking it over.
Let's shout out the chat. I have not shouted out the chat yet this show. I've been wrapped up in my own bullshit.
Are there people listening to us right now?
There are. And Mike M enjoys your hat, by the way.
Okay.
And Mike M says, "What do you mean? Every map of the earth I've seen is flat." So it's a good point there from Mike M. DX Filer in here. Shout out to DX. Chief. 1-0 today. Keep on cruising, my man, today. We got Chad Cannon, Eldorado Custodian, Leonard Porsche in here as well. Oh, man, I can't wait to talk to all you guys. Chief, apparently I've hit 275 plays. You guys know I don't do math or add stuff, so I can't do that math. So shout out to you for doing that. 275 plays, I guess. Sure.
Not in a day, right? That's high volume for a whole day.
It would be for a whole. Would be. But I could get there with a baseball card. It'd be fun. So I'm gonna add Red Sox money line plus 115 for me, and let's just let this video of me walking sadly out of the stadium take us into this next game. Oh, we're muted, Seamus. You're muted over there. Broke my fucking heart.
Now, it looked like there was some fun shit to do outside, though. Did you ride that little that red teeter totter or whatever that was that you were?
No, I drove the 4 hours back home, white knuckling it because I was very annoyed that I lost $600 on the tickets and and then a bunch more money on the Red Sox futures and such. So it was not a fun time, but let's not talk about that anymore because they're going to win today, Seamus.
That's right. They're going to win out. They're going to win out, and they're going to take down their fifth World Series in 20-some-odd years. I mean, the Red Sox are winning at a pretty significant clip. I mean, this is a team that didn't win anything, and I heard they never would for as long as I was a youngster. 86 years it took them to get over the hump. So, and since then, what's it been? Every average of about 4 or 5 years. So it's a winning organization. I think they've got the squad to pull it together. I expect better things in the future, maybe starting today.
Thank you for that. That just warmed my tummy. And I feel very good about myself. All right, let's talk about this next game. Josiah Gray, Washington Nationals, and my best friend, Pablo Lopez. Of course, we all know, let's do their segment everyone talks about every week, but it has the same result every week now. It's just a lovely picture of us. Did Pablo respond? Me and my close personal friend, Pablo Lopez, we used to be pen pals, and now he has turned into a bona fide ace, and he's too good for me now. So.
Oh, that's too bad. So you knew him way back in his Say Hey day.
Yeah, I knew him way back last year. Yeah, just giving him compliments, him saying thank you. And
were you in his home when you said this, or behind him when he was urinating or anything?
No, I did help him shake it, but no, unfortunately not. I did not do that.
I can't imagine why he's avoiding you, Jose. If it were me, I would file a restraining order.
Well, that hurts my feelings a little bit, Seamus.
I'm sorry. I'm in jest. I pray for you and Pablo.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Seamus, I'm going to talk about this game real fast because I'll tell you, I like this game, and I think I want to move on it, Seamus. Which is shocking to say. Josiah Gray has been like up and down. I'll say very Jekyll and Hyde, obviously, but let's just look at his home road splits, which has been a little small sample size, but we're going to work with it right now. 21 innings at home. We've got 6.43 ERA from my man Josiah here, and away 16 innings pitched, 1.65 ERA on the road. So I kind of want to back him on the road here. And I think I want to take the Nationals here in some form or fashion. I think I want to take them first 5, which is crazy to say for me, especially because I like Pablo Lopez. He's been dominant, absolutely dominant.
He's a bona fide ace. I just don't see. I can understand using the information that you just laid on me about Josiah Gray, who's on my fantasy team, and I like him a lot.
Do you?
To not bet the game, but how do you go all the way from he's good to let's fade? Where are the numbers on? I mean, how many earned runs over the whole season has Lopez even let up? I mean, he's in top 3 in all statistical peripherals.
Yeah, I'm sure I could count them all up in one hand. Honestly, he gave his worst start this year was only giving up 3 earned runs, but I will say this. I mean, it's a plus 150, so it's a good number if you want to take a shot there. Josiah Gray pitching well on the road. Nationals offense this year so far against righties, this year is 17th. Correct. Sorry, I was mixing myself up there, Seamus. Like I'm in a mixing pot right now. 96 weighted runs created plus and 111 weighted runs created plus this month against righties. So that's 12th best in the league. So they're getting better. They're hitting better. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit Pablo here, but all this to say, I think my preferred play here is actually the first 5 under, and that's what I'm going to be making official here, Seamus.
Now that I could get behind. I could potentially see that. Although I will say that this Miami offense, they are underrated. Nobody really talks about them. You've got I know Soler is out, so that helps your under quite a bit. He's out today.
And these are Marlins, the fish with arms, as they're called.
That's correct.
7th.
Normally, they are 13th overall in run production. I mean, guys like Stallings and Chisholm, Soler, they're not doing too bad. The bullpen's been solid, not great. Bender's been okay. Tanner Scott, maybe not so much. But I will say on the other side, Washington's bullpen is fucking terrible. So
Yes.
that's why you can't. If I were to make a play on a side, I feel pretty good about a Miami run line full game. You're talking about the 29th overall bullpen, 4.98 team ERA. They're on a pretty significant losing streak, 3-7 their last 10. They've lost their last 3. They're definitely a bet against team. And when you look at Josiah Gray, as much as I like him, he's got a little bit of an issue with the walks, doesn't he? He's walking, I don't know, 3 to 4 batters a start. I forget what that clip is. He faced the Marlins on the 26th of April. They got to him, 7 hits, 4 earned runs over 5. So they're familiar with him. I would, if you wanted to back him full game, I would take your action. Put it that way.
I wouldn't. I would also be in the position you would be. I would also take my own action there. But I think I'm moving on that officially. The 3.5 number caught me off guard as well because it seems like the books and everyone expects Josiah Gray to pitch well. So I'm taking the first 5 under 3.5 minus 110 officially here in the Nationals Miami Marlins game. So hopefully those fish with arms. I don't know. I don't want to say I hope they get cut off, but I guess I hope they get cut off.
Well, God bless you. I'll be pulling for you. I won't have any action on this game, although I do lean heavily to the fish full game run line.
Okay, beautiful. Let's get into this next game. I believe we've got Phillies Padres next. Back with us after another long hiatus, banned off Twitter, but potentially coming back with his buddy Elon Musk purchasing it. It's our 44th, 3rd, whatever now, what number president he was, the Don, President Donald Trump. Trumpy, how you doing? How you holding out without Twitter? And how's the baseball
team? Jose, you got to get it right. It's 45.
45.
The 45th president. Let me tell you about 45. All the greats of 45. I think 45. I think of Pedro Martinez, very great pitcher, 45. You know, Jose, I don't know how you're getting along with these gas prices the way they are right now.
I'm not.
Gas prices, it's so sad. It's so sad. Jose, you're paying a lot of money at the pump. I can't imagine that Jimmy's paying you a lot of money. No. I don't know how you're getting around. You must be taking a little skateboard like Dennis the Menace. It's very sad what's going on, let me tell you. And I'm going to tell you another thing. In Philadelphia today, there's a young man who's a lot like Sleepy Joe, except they call him Sleepy Snell. Smelly Snelly. A lot of people call him Smelly Snelly. Low energy. He's so weak, he got hurt in the warm-ups. He got hurt. He was hurt warming up. He wasn't even in the game yet. Unbelievable. It's just like when Joe leans over to get the remote and he coughs and he pulls his back and he doesn't know where he is. He's much older than me, at least 2 years older than me. You know, Blake Snell, he's not very good on the road. He had a 6.12 ERA on the road last year. 42 walks. 42 walks in 60 innings pitched. That's really bad. That's really bad. He hates the road. We're going to roll with the Philadelphia Phillies. First 5, run line, minus 110. That's what we're doing, Jose. We're not going to get involved with this bullpen. If there's anything more ugly than Smelly Snelly, it's that Philadelphia bullpen. Ooh, Robert Suarez, Yako, Steven Wilson, no thank you. He blows.
No, well, Mr. President, Sir Trump, I like your look here. I actually do like your look. We don't agree on much, I will admit. Being a Hispanic person, we do not agree on much, but we do agree on this. I love
Hispanic people. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're right.
I wanted to build a wall that was for you, that was for me. You're an American Hispanic, and you want to keep all those dirty ones out. You're one of the clean ones. You don't want
Wow.
30 Hispanics in here. You want only clean ones like yourself, Jose. You got to admit.
Hey, when you're right, you're right, I guess. We'll agree to disagree there, Mr. Trump. I appreciate you for stopping by. You and your 45th presidency were a memorable one. I will appreciate that. So thank you, President Trump. And we'll see you next time for maybe Say Hey Plays 45. How about it, huh?
Always a pleasure, Jose. And remember, make America great again in 2024. I'll be seeing a lot more of you, I'm sure. Phillies, first 5. Run line. Let's go. So important.
Wow. It's always interesting when we get the 45th president of the United States.
That's incredible. He just hijacks the show. Like, does he have some sort of executive power? Because he slid right into my box.
Yeah.
We were anticipating this. So, I mean, I thought.
What a dickhead, too. He can't even turn his phone sideways and give us the full screen. What is he on? I mean, Seamus, at least you have the decency to get on, like, some sort of, like, device. You can get a full screen. We can see your lovely face on there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. No, I don't mean to be divisive, but what a fucking asshole. You know.
Well, hold on, Seamus. We will agree he is an asshole, but... I am going to follow him on his Phillies play because I am also going to take Phillies -0.5 at -115. I'm going to take it.
I like it too.
Yes.
I hate that I like it, but I do. I agree with what he's saying. I don't know if Snelly is smelly. I don't know if any of that.
I cannot confirm that either.
I can't confirm, but I can't deny it either. But it is interesting that Snell. 2 things about Snell. First of all, his away splits, his home road splits are dramatic. He's really not adept at success on the road, and that bears itself out in the numbers last year. And this is his first start back after fucking hurting himself warming up on the mound. I mean, I don't know. Snell, he's got a weird career. This is a guy that was a couple outs away from winning the World Series. His manager pulls him for no fucking reason. He's an interesting guy. It seems like he's destined to lose. I don't think he has a good start today. I tend to side with 45 on this one. Let's go with lock me in, piece of shit. I don't like that he calls you a clean Hispanic. I don't think that's not a compliment.
It's not. I'll be honest. When anyone calls me a Hispanic in general, my hands go up. I'll admit it, but it's all right. Hey, it's executive privilege, right? That's what they say. I didn't have to pay him to make an appearance on the show. I know I definitely wouldn't get paid from him because you know how that goes. But I'll take Phillies first 5 -0.5. Phillies good against lefties. I think Zach Wheeler can outduel the Padres here. And the Padres have struggled against righties all year. 22nd, 91 weighted runs created plus, and 27th this month, 74 weighted runs created plus. So,
that's really a fate of Blake Snell because the Phillies as a lineup 1 through 9 are really not putting it together. A couple guys, kind of a middle heavy lineup. For sure. Harper, he can do what he does. A couple other guys hitting above 260, but for the most part, really in the bottom half in terms of run production. So we'll see what happens. I'm banking on Blake Snell not showing up.
And confirmed lineup, just for everyone's awareness: Hoskins, Bohm, Castellanos, Segura, JT, Schwarber, Johan Camargo, Herrera, and Roman Quinn out there. So just a reminder, I still believe I think I've probably lost as much money on the Red Sox as I have on the Phillies. So it's scary backing them for me, but I'm going to take them here and just get set up to hurt again, Seamus.
That's fine. And when we make this money, we're going to buy the dip on crypto, and then we'll have a lot to talk about there as well. Big opportunities. There's a lot of money sitting out there.
And we just have to find it, Seamus. We have to find it. Let's find some money here in New York, Baltimore here. Garrett Cole, Jordan Lyles. And as I say that, I have nothing on this game. I really am not interested in this game at all. Obviously, we expect Garrett Cole to go out there and do his thing. He's good against these bottom feeder teams and low stakes games. Congratulations, Garrett. I hope you enjoy it. Aside from sounding like Kermit the Frog, I think he'll have a good start today. Maybe or maybe Yankees run line. Jordan Lyles is no one to get really excited about. Last time out at Detroit, he went 5 2/3, 6 hits, 6 earned runs to a Detroit Tigers team. That is horrible. Horrible. There's a 6-mile-per-hour wind left to right, so nothing to really talk about there. So ultimately, just nothing for me on this game, Seamus. Nothing at all. What about you?
Yeah, Judge, Stanton, and Rizzo combined for 32 home runs so far. You know how fucking crazy that is? There are whole teams that don't have 32 home runs.
The Boston Red Sox are probably one of them.
Yeah, we may have placed money on one of those teams today. But this was an absolute murderer's row 1 through 9. I certainly wouldn't fade them. I will say Jordan Lyles with a 1.93 home ERA, although Rizzo's got 2 bombs against him, Stanton with 1. I expect runs in this game. No official play for me, but, it is interesting that Baltimore vibe, seems like a very drugsy kind of team. I don't know if you saw the headline with Matt Harvey suspended now for 60 games for selling oxys in the clubhouse. It's an indication you're not very good with money. Starting pitcher in Major League Baseball pays a little bit more money than Target. Probably don't need to be slinging smack in the clubhouse, but here you go. Sorry about the drugs I sold to that pitcher who died of drugs, essentially, is what.
Hand up.
But that's what you get when you put a kid from New London, Connecticut, in the clubhouse and you let him run wild. He brings a big fucking box of drugs, and next thing you know, the bullpen is running on fentanyl. So it's a fentanyl.
Were you just sitting on this? Were you just sitting on this? You were just sitting waiting for the Matt Harvey experience?
I'm looking at this headline right here, and it's just like Baltimore's got nothing better to do. I remember I took my son to Camden years ago. And I don't know from, ticket prices because I'm from, Boston, where we have to spend 3 car payments and a fucking dowry to sit in the bleachers. So I went down there and I was like, hey, I'm only going to spend $60 a ticket, just to get in the door. I don't know what I can get. They were like, $60? You can bat fucking cleanup. Here you go. Here's a wristband. You can eat all the food you want. You got some reclining seats. It was fucking incredible. But it was a beautiful stadium. I went in there and they have a Hall of Fame. You got to see this fucking Hall of Fame. If you needed to know anything about Baltimore and how they really don't have a lot to be proud of, go visit the Baltimore Hall of Fame. You get through Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray, you kind of run out of shit to talk about. It's like, freaking Mike Boddicker. I don't know.
You're just spitting on the memory of Brooks Robinson and Earl Weaver. You're just spitting all over it.
Yes. Of course, Brooks Robinson, Earl Weaver. Yeah, but I mean.
And then after that.
6 or 7 names that includes like Brady Anderson. Suddenly you're talking about your favorite fans. There are fans that are in there. There's fucking mascots. So I say all that to say, if you play for the Orioles long enough, you get a big box of drugs if you do them.
Well, as someone, I have been to Camden Yards. It was when I was a wee young lad, and I'll remember it as my first Major League Baseball game, and it was a nice little cherry on top as the Orioles won in walk-off fashion against Jonathan Papelbon. Never forget.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Never forget.
Weird thing happened in the game I went to. Jackie Bradley Jr., the first go-around, he hit, I think, the 2nd or 3rd longest home run in Camden history. I swear to God, he fucking croaked one off the bricks. And I think the only other guy in the modern era that's ever done it was Ken Griffey Jr., and he did it in the fucking home run derby. So it wasn't even during a game.
That's hilarious.
Other than that,
sounds pretty good to me. I want to go to the new Camden Yards. Just want to see that fucking gigantic wall and laugh. Just laugh when people, if an outfielder catches one right where a home run used to be, just point and laugh. That's all you got to do.
First 500 fans get a free bag of fentanyl too. That's what I've heard.
God, you just drive by shooting the Baltimore area and Matt Harvey. How good?
It's amazing. It's such a beautiful ballpark right in the middle of a fucking war zone. Yeah, I would not walk down the street in broad daylight where that park is, but that's another story.
Oh well, I'm excited to go to Baltimore again one day. Maybe let's talk about this
That's
next
awesome.
game, Seamus.
Okay.
Seattle Mariners, Gausman on the bump for the Blue
Hmm.
Jays. I wanted the Blue Jays here in some form or fashion, but I think it's just a little bit too pricey for me, unfortunately. Gausman had a rocky start last time out. 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 8 Ks, 1 walk, 7 innings at the Trop. I did like the Rays that day. I don't think I ended up pulling the trigger, but it made me feel better about myself that I was at least right about something there. And right now, you can get the Blue Jays at money line at minus 245 at the cheap price
Ooh,
at minus 245.
what a beautiful price that is for a team that's barely playing 500 baseball. Why not?
Yep.
Let's go.
Seattle Mariners on the other side. Marco Gonzalez, not a pitcher that I'm looking to back.
Yeah.
Personally, he's not my favorite pitcher. He had a good start out last time out at the Mets, 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 3 walks. So shout out to him there. But I am not taking anything on this game. Our lovely chat, though, they're on this game. DX Filer in the building. Shout out to
What do you
DX
like?
who's been
What do you
here.
like, Magic Man? Shout out to the Magic Man, DX Filer, our only professional poker player that I know. What is he on?
Well, his friends call him Steen, Seamus. I don't know if you knew that. His friends
Oh,
call
I
him
know all
Steen.
about Mr. Steen.
Yeah, first 5 minus a half, minus 140 for 2 units for Steen, and team total over 4.5 there.
Ooh,
Kyle Hantley putting his whole house on the Jays, and he
a
makes
whole
those
house.
large bets. So he is going to be on the Jays there. Shout out to Kyle. Yeah, I am definitely not going to bet this game at the end of the day, but it would
Not
be
the
Blue
house.
Jays.
Yeah, I might
Well,
bet maybe a small addition, maybe like a build on garage or something. I wouldn't bet the whole house. Jay's bats, they're not hitting lefties at
they're
all.
not hitting anything.
Not hitting shit. I mean, but they're really not hitting lefties. They're really not hitting with runners in scoring position. They're just not. They're bottom half offensively, which is really fucking strange when you look at the lineup that's headed by Vlad Guerrero Jr. and you look at everybody else that's in that lineup. They're all hitters you expect a lot of offense from. They're the least aggressive team in baseball, dead last with 15 steals on the year. This is just not a team that's trying to score runs or not trying hard enough anyway. I know I'm wearing the hat, but this is my son's Little League hat. I'm not putting money on the Jays. Marco Gonzalez, I mean, yeah, he's not great. And the 153 whip definitely should scare you a little bit. Walks are a concern. 13 across 32. It's like right around the line where it starts to be an issue. But he's let up 3 runs or less his last 3 starts. And I do consider him to be a somewhat quality pitcher that's certainly capable of pulling it off, especially against a team that's not hitting. Although I will say Seattle's got a not so great road record at 7-14. Just no play. If you force me to make a play, then I bet that the Blue Jays are going to continue to not hit. And Seattle's going to continue to not hit. And Gausman is a fucking machine. 2 walks across 45 innings pitched. That's not sustainable. I think there's regression coming, but who knows when it's coming. But Gausman is just an absolute stud right now. Yeah, I would lean under first 5. If you had to make a play, under 4 first 5, unofficial.
I can see it. Just Marco is the scary part of that equation, obviously. If you've got bigger balls than me, you can definitely look at like a Seattle Mariners first 5 team total under, or just a
Well, your
regular
balls haven't
team total
dropped
under.
yet, have they? I mean, we talked about this
Nope.
before the show. Right. No.
Nope.
So we're just inferring your balls.
That is in fact how most people like my balls. Just inferred. I like this. I like where this show's going, Seamus. This has been a good show so far.
I'll have
Let me
to
tell
text
you.
Jimmy about that later. Yeah, I don't know.
Please do. Ask him about it and let me know what he says. Cardinals Mets next game here. Scherzer, Hicks. I learned this fun fact. One of the worst first 5 pitchers this year. 0-4-1.
Yeah, I heard you say that, but it's kind of a flawed stat, Jose. He's only started 1 game.
No, Seamus. What are you talking about? He started a couple now.
No, he's only gone more than 1 inning once before. So they stretched him to 4 and I think a 3rd inning last time out. maybe not so great. The kid's got electric stuff. I wouldn't put a lot of weight on that stat. I appreciate where you're going with it. He certainly doesn't have the experience that Mad Max Scherzer has, and I don't know that I want to fade Scherzer at all. But did you see Max Scherzer throw the Japanese general consulate off the mound when he was trying to do the ceremonial first pitch, and Max beat him to the rubber and was like, "Yeah, I'll take one from here, buddy."
Yeah, no thanks. I love how, by the way, our beloved Red Sox, and I'm sorry for the people that hate the Red Sox, we keep mentioning, the Red Sox had like Poland's former president on the field the other day. And I was like, what are we doing here? So the Japanese consulate now on the field in New York, but Mad Max tells them to fuck off, basically. Baseball. Baseball's wild nowadays, huh? I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I mean, he picked him up like a toddler and set him down next to the mound and told him, wait here, son. And then he just started right into his warm-ups. It was the most awkward shit I've ever seen. I was trying to get the clip, and I know we can't get it for copyright, but I encourage everybody to look at it. It's just sad. He kind of stands there for a minute. He's kind of like he's like, okay, this is how I'm going to throw it. When I get my chance to throw it, I'm going to do this. And he's doing this for a couple seconds, and he's like, I guess I'm not, and just walks off kind of slowly looking back. Scherzer never breaks eye contact with the catcher at all. He's just like, you're not here. You don't exist. Fuck off.
My favorite part was I would say my favorite part was the lady coming out and being like, get over there, cause
don't make him mad. Don't make him mad. Come on. He'll hit you. He'll physically fucking hit you. Please get off the mound.
A national incident could have occurred. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be hilarious.
Not right. He's not right. It's not an act either. I mean, there are so many instances. You can go on YouTube and listen to player interviews that have played with him at all levels. It is not an act. The guy is completely locked in, and he's a fucking asshole on starts, and he's just a complete maniac in general. So he's Mad Max Scherzer. I'm not looking to fade him, but I will say there's a little bit of line value here at this price for the Cardinals. I'm not willing to go 195, certainly for the Mets. And I kind of like the Cards at 160 full game. Talk me off it.
Well, I don't like Jordan Hicks right now as a starter. I will say that. That's my first concern. But I will say it's only been at most 3 runs. And that was his last start. 5 innings, 3 runs, 4 innings, 2 runs, 3 innings, 2 runs, 2 innings, 2 runs. And then he went 3 innings, 1 run. So it seems like he's always giving up runs. So honestly, my look or my lean here, I'm not going to make it official here for sure, would be the first 5 over 3.5. It's at even money right now. The under is at minus 130, which is crazy. That is crazy. I mean, obviously, Scherzer's a beast. Anything you can get from him is a bonus. But I definitely think that the Mets offense is good enough to get to Hicks. 6th this year right now are the Mets against righties, 117 weighted runs created plus, and 110 on the month so far. That's 14th best. So definitely I would lean towards the Mets, but minus 195 obviously is too fucking juiced. I'm thinking more of a team total department, but we definitely could both win here. I like Mets team totals. You like Cardinals. Why don't we just both win there?
I'm unofficial on that. I don't have your undistended balls to bet this game. But if I had to bet, I probably would be taking that line value. I'd opened over $2. It's the big bets have moved it to 196. So there's not a lot of bets, but there's a lot of big bets, and it's moving it in the direction of the Cardinals. It was 170 earlier. It's 160 now. I'd actually lean under as well. Under is 4-1 last 5 road games for the Cards. But again, nothing official there.
Beautiful. I have nothing official here too, Seamus. Don't worry. My balls are still recoiled inside of me. Let's talk about this bum fight. Will Crow starting for the Pirates, but we're going to get Mitch Keller. Chicago Cubs. Drew Smiley on the bump. Obviously, we know Drew Smiley of Jimmy the Bag fame for being his favorite pitcher, blowing out his arm for Team USA or whatever Jimmy says all the time. Drew Smiley last time out at Arizona, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 Ks, 1 walk versus the Dodgers at home. 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 Ks, 2 walks there. Nothing on this game. Total stay off game for me. Will Crow opening for Mitch Keller. I guess, Mitch Keller's 0-5 with a 6 ERA. Let's try something different to make him pitch good, I guess. So nothing for me here, Seamus.
I locked in earlier. I have a plus $1.30 run line on the Cubbies. I like the Cubs right now. I think the Cubs are experiencing some positive regression, winning their last 4 straight, 6-4 their last 10. Smiley, not so great in his last start. He gave up 4 earned runs, but 2 in the other 2 starts, and he hasn't given up a lot all season long. He's been a pretty solid pitcher. I don't know too much about this Crow, but Keller's a fucking gas can. He's 6.61 ERA. He's given up 5 earned runs in both of his last 2 starts. I think the Cubs get to him. They certainly have been getting to Pittsburgh. They've outscored them 16-0 so far this series. The Pittsburgh Pirates have yet to get on the board. Cubs have the 3rd best bullpen in the game. So they're in the same, rarefied air as, the Yankees at the back. So I love them for full game. I'm going lock me in, official play, run line, full game, $1.30, Cubbies.
Beautiful. The Chicago Cubs run line for our man Seamus. Let's move on to this next game here. And everyone knows how I feel about this next guy, Shohei Ohtani versus Dane Dunning. And I said it preseason, and I'm going to say it again because it's starting to become a little more apparent. I think that son of a bitch, Shohei Ohtani, is trying to win the Cy Young this year. I really think that he wants to win the Cy Young this year so he can have both the MVP and Cy Young back-to-back years versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Last time out, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 2 walks. That 1 run was off a home run. And then at the Red Sox, has his best start of his career. Dominates the Red Sox. It was one of the best pitching performances I've ever seen. It was shocking. It was appalling what he did to the Red Sox. 11 Ks, no walks, no earned runs, 6 hits. Dane Dunning, on the other side, was also pitching against the Red Sox recently and gave up 5 earned runs to those very Sox. 6 Ks, 2 walks. And then at the Yankees, Dunning, he went 6 innings of 1 hit, or 1 earned run ball, I should say, for himself too. So I like Dane Dunning as like an average pitcher. If he's coming off a bad start, I kind of want to back him then. But they can't do it here against Ohtani, obviously. Perhaps another overlook, over 7.5. But that's not really based on Ohtani. That's just purely based on the Angels. So I guess my best thought would be the team total for the Angels, which I'm going to go look at right now. Seamus, what do you have on this game?
According to Roto, the wind is blowing out 17 miles an hour to center. I know that the over is hit. Yeah, that's very blowy. That's 7, I think.
Well, we're in a dome, Seamus.
7 of the last 8 games for the Angels have gone over the total. They're top 4 in run production. Texas has scored 17 runs over their last 2 games. So before you go running to the window to back Shohei, understand that Texas is going for the sweep in this series tonight. They won the last 2. Texas is on a little bit of a heater. And like Jose just said, Dunning, he's not Shohei, but he also doesn't suck. He's kind of right in the middle there. If he holds his own for 5 or 6 innings, we get to the bullpen, anything can happen. There's 3 key relievers missing for Texas in the pen. The Angels have a good road record. They're 12-8 away. There's reasons to back. There's reasons to fade. I don't have any real strong stance on the side, but I am with you on the over. The only thing that scares me is the line move. I believe this thing opened at 8 and moved to 7.5. I don't know where it's at right now, but I'm not, married or dictated by the line move. So I'll go ahead. I faded the line move in the Celtics game last night. I had a feeling that was going to become a fucking shit show, and I thought 203.5 was a pretty low number. I might do the same thing here in baseball and fade the line move and take this one over. So very strongly, and I might get there by the end of the show.
Yeah, you can get the Angels team total right now, 4.5 at -105. 4 is a -135 there. So don't hate another ladder play there. You can even get right now on Bovada, you can even get a 5 at +140. But ultimately, I'm going to stay off this game. I'm going to watch Otani. But Seamus, you'll be happy to know that it's 1-0 Astros already. A leadoff home run by Jose Altuve, apparently. So,
Oh, beautiful. Good for them. It's a very worthwhile and high integrity ball club that deserves all the accolades and accomplishments coming their way. Excellent. Good things happening to bad people. Why not?
I like Anthony's play on word here. The Shohei play of the day. I like that, Anthony. Way to be smart there. Make America Great Again. You should have been here about 20 minutes. We just had the 45th president on the show earlier today.
You wouldn't believe who was on this show.
Yeah, it's been crazy to see. He's on the Phillies' first 5. That guy is. 10-pitch home run. So, wow, it was a good at-bat for him, too. Kyle Hantlian on the Angels. He's saying no sweep for them. It's going to be fun. And by the way, Anthony asking the appropriate questions here, Seamus. And I'm going to let this question end this game for us. Have you decided between what bleak gray paints you have in your room yet? Have you decided?
Well, obviously the darker, that lends itself to a more of a fall tone. And as we progress up, maybe this is a little too preschool. I think just like anything else, the truth is in the middle. So it's going to be interesting to see, and you're obviously going to have to tune back in when I'm back on the show to see which we go with. It's part of the charm of the Say Hey show is we will paint our rooms.
Yes.
And we will keep you guessing, which swatch makes the cut. So very astute observation, and we will have some resolution to that in the somewhat near future. Good question.
Thank you. I agree. And thank you for that insight. And Make America Great Again says Phillies first 5 is cash right there.
It is.
I'm on it too as well. So I love it. Let's move into our last game here, Seamus. And we've got White Sox versus the Royals here. Back after a long hiatus, traveling around the country, making news everywhere he goes. It goes, she goes, they go. It's the Omicron variant back again with a play on the White Sox Royals. Omi, how are you? And what are you playing on this game?
Jose. Always a pleasure to see you, you little germ. You know I love you. Oh, it's been a while, but I haven't gone anywhere, and I don't plan to anytime soon. You can count on lots more of me, Jose. Did you miss me?
Of course. I need more Omi in my life, and that's why I asked you on the show today. It's a special day of Say Hey Plays, and I'm excited to talk to you. So what do you have on this game, Omi?
Well, you know who didn't miss me either is Lucas Giolito. I've been all over that man's DNA, invading every last crevice, every inch of his body. I've riddled him full of the variant known as the Omicron. I'm the only one. Oh, he's weak now, and he's forgetful. He's got long-term COVID now. You just think he's going to roll out of bed and shake me off like I didn't happen? There's a reason that the line's been moving to Zach Greinke. I can assure you of this. Lucas Giolito isn't the favorite to do anything except forget his car keys and put his shirt on backwards. He's a forgetful son of a bitch, and he's going to forget how to win right out of the chute. You can count on the Kansas City Royals to give you all the line value you're going to need today. Say hey to the Kansas City Royals.
Omi, I like the look. Lucas Giolito coming off of you. And now you're on the Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Omi.
You know the song, Jose.
Oh, let's
Sing
do
us
it.
out.
Let's do it together. Oh,
when they don't wash their hands. There's no fans in the stands, and it ruins your plans. But I'm here for that, man. I'm the Omicron. I'm the only one, man. The Omicron. Yes. Hit those Royals.
Wow.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
That was an actual virus.
Speaking to us. Was he
I
wearing
don't.
a Yankees hat?
It was odd because he didn't have a mouth. I couldn't really make. I guess I don't really know if it's a him. I don't know what the pronouns are. I don't want to offend.
Well,
the virus.
I will be honest, Seamus. I will be honest. When I was advertising the show on Jimmy the Bag earlier today, I did describe my guest as a he, she, they, it.
That's true.
And I did, I have to ask those questions. I
That's
don't
very
know.
woke of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nasty Nate asked earlier if you were a tranny, and I was going to wait because we were going to get to this point, and he was like, "I thought you because he thought that you were a he, she, they, it. You were just all one and the same. I don't know. I got here.
Oh, do they think I'm the variant?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I can't appreciate that. I've been accused of a lot of things. I've been a lot of things to a lot of people, but a pandemic-inducing virus is not one of those things. So, what do we think of his look, though? He, she, they, them, theirs, his, ours. What do we think of its look here? Gio is dominant. What's he got? 37 strikeouts over 22 innings, something cuckoo.
Yeah, I have him as my Cy Young winner, actually. I bet on him preseason. It's been a rocky start, not in his pitching, but in how consistently he has been pitching, fighting Omicron back, getting a little bit hurt, nicked up.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't pitched since Omicron, and he tussled. Isn't that true? This is the first.
Yes, first start coming off of it. We don't know how it's going to go. This last start was the 10th, and he went 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk versus the Cleveland Guardians. Both of these offenses aren't great. I honestly, if I had to make a play here, I think I would lean towards the under here.
Big time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. I think it's a full game under spot, or at least a first 5 under spot for me. People are asking about what the Omicron variant's play was. Seamus, I think you would know better than me just because you're just a better listener than I am. What was the Omicron on?
Well, I think Omicron is betting on Omicron, essentially. So what he's saying is that as good as Giolito is, that he fucked his shit up so bad that he's not Giolito anymore. Throw the 37 Ks over 26 innings out, he's going to be a shadow of his former self, is what he's saying. And Greinke, he's got 2 or less runs in 5 of his last 7 starts. You throw out his last start against Colorado where he got shelled. I think he was in Colorado. A lot of people fall victim to that in the humidor. And I think Greinke's got pretty damn good numbers himself. So I think they could be competitive. Neither of these teams are producing runs. Kansas City 25th overall, White Sox 26th overall in runs per game at 3.6 and 3.5 respectively. I think under's a pretty smart play. The only thing that, again, line moves, you can't fade line moves all the time and expect to make money, but this baby opened up at 7.5 and moved to 8. I still do like the under. It's just not an official play for me. But if you're going to back the Omicron variant, and I believe he's got a winning record lifetime, if I'm not mistaken, he is saying that the line move to the Kansas City Royals is for a reason. And that he is going to knock Giolito down a peg. And you can expect good things from the dog side.
Well, I think it is only right that when I have 2 electric guests like that, I tail them in some form or fashion. And though he is my Cy Young pick, I will make this official. I was to say no run in the first inning because I just saw someone saying GOAT. Actually, no run in the first inning Marlins. I need to bring those back. You're right. But I'm taking the Kansas City Royals team total over 3.5 at plus 110 for me. I'm going to take them at 3.5 plus 110. Hope Giolito has a little struggles coming back today. But
So you could probably get a slightly juiced 3 as well, couldn't you?
you absolutely could. On Bovada, you can get a 3 at -125.
Again, I don't like any bets that mean they have to do things with the bat. That includes making runs happen on either side. I really do like the underplay. I just hate the line move. I'm going to go ahead. You know what? Fuck it. The Omicron variant is a very strong force in our world right now. And if anybody knows anything, or if anything knows anything, it's that thing. Put me down for a unit on the Kansas City Royals full game. Let's go.
Wow, the Kansas City Royals for our guy Seamus taking the variant side, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I already had the play that our 45th president had, but the Omicron variant talked me into a play that I had no intentions of playing. So I'm impressed. It's not an angle anybody's talking about, and you're only going to get it here on the Say Hey show.
Well, good news for us. The Red Sox tie it up. Make America great again, tells us.
Let's go.
That's very good for us. I am in Texas, so I have to watch the game from alternative methods that are on my laptop, which I'm currently using to do the show. So we're going to wrap up this show so I can watch the game, and it's going to be a fun time. We will do a little review here first.
Let's go.
Seamus. I'll review my plays, and you'll go next. It'll be fun. I cannot wait. Goat, by the way, to answer your question about the no run in the first inning of the Marlins game, I do like that because my first official play here is Miami Washington Nationals under 3.5 in the first 5 there at -110. I'm also taking the 45th president's play here at the Don, riding with him. Phillies first 5 -0.5 at -115. The Kansas City Royals team total over 3.5 at +110. And you guys know me and Seamus are both on the Red Sox money line at +115. And the Red Sox take the lead somehow. How about it?
You darn tootin'. Let's go. I'm telling you, Boston, good things. Only good things in the future. All right, my plays. You can still get on Cincinnati and Cleveland. Some books will still let you do it because they're on a delay right now. I like them over 8, and that's because both starters have nearly more than half the walks as innings pitched, which is always a good indicator for betting overs. As you know, in today's baseball, with the way the ball is being launched, you cannot fucking walk batters and expect not to give up runs. So we like that. And I talked about those trends. I am going to go with our 45th president and Jose on the first 5 in Philly. Blake Snell, just not going to be ready. I do like the Windy City boys to get it done against the lowly Pittsburgh Pirates, 2 teams trending in opposite directions, clearly. Unforeseen, but I'm locked it in, so I'm taking the Royals, I guess, because who am I? I'm not a fucking variant. I'm not the Omicron variant. I'm not the only one. I'm not Omicron. I have to defer. So
yeah, you're right. You're not the only one. I mean, I sang along with him, but I'm not the only one. I'll tell you that.
I'm glad he's on your good side, though. That's good. He's maybe.
Yeah. There's been negotiations, and eventually he just became a little more reasonable with me.
Well, he did ruin your trip to San Antonio. I mean, you were already there, but there were a lot of low baggers that went out and wanted to meet the crew, and I think everybody nearly died because Omicron came along. So,
well, I will say that no one nearly died. It was a lovely time. I met everyone, and Omicron can suck my ass for that because I forgot about that. It was a fun show, anyways. Seamus, this was a fun show, and I enjoyed this very much.
Yeah, yes, I enjoyed this. This felt very natural. It felt very nice. It was gentle. And I look forward to doing this again with you, Jose.
I feel the same way. I will let you know that our mutual friend, David Price, has just taken the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers in a tight spot for them right now. So very interesting. Our mutual friend, David Price, still pitching for the Dodgers. People forget about that.
Oh, Yeah, sorry about that, Dodgers fans. He's still on the roster. I know that you were probably hoping otherwise, but yeah. Oh well. Hopefully you didn't bet on the Dodgers because they're about to lose by 8.
By the way, I want to say one thing before we go, and I recap because I'm going to start giving out my nicknames at the end of the show. Apparently now, how's the Little League team going? How's your son's Little League team? How are you doing?
They're dominating. I got to be honest with you. My son, you know, I
You
want to be
coaching?
obnoxious, but yeah, no, I coach. My
Good,
son
yes.
is he is the opposite of David Price. Put it that way. My son is got quite the command of the strike zone. What can I say? Maybe we'll be betting on my son on this show someday in the not so maybe in about 9 years.
Interesting. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That would be fun. And just know, Seamus, if your son cost me a lot of money, I would only be half as mad as I usually am. Thank you guys for watching so much. I don't know. That's my English brain. I think I'm learning on doing this show. I might be dyslexic. Who knows? It might be the Hispanic brain. Might be dyslexia. Just flipping words around all the time.
Thank you. More fun, happy feelings, many good, more to come.
Yep.
Thank you. And on to the next.
Thank you. My name has been Jose Bouquett, aka One Hole, aka the Mumble Capper, aka Jose. I don't know what I'm talking about. Bouquett, aka Jose, if the shoe fits, and Jose, aka Boston Jose. That's been Seamus over there.
I'm
AKA
Seamus Ignoramus. I'm not
only
a
Seamus. Only
Absolutely.
Seamus.
That's
not
right.
anyone else. Only
Nope.
Seamus. And we will see you guys tomorrow. We've got Bobano back with us on Thursday. Another 5:30 card. It's going to be fun. Let's go pick some swatches.
Let's
see you
do
guys
it.
next time.